Happy Tuesday, my lusty divas and dudes. Okay, I was asked by one of my subscribers to help her out with the situation that she's going through. She's been outed by a lover or a boyfriend. So the boyfriend has gone to her parents and told her parents that she is a sex worker. And this young lady came to me asking me how I would deal with this. Okay? Before I get into the meat and potatoes of this particular situation, let me just stress that our parents, our lovers, our employers, whenever they hear this type of information about us, keep in mind that it is their right to feel the way that they feel about it. It is their right. This is not an industry that people can accept within, 24 hours of learning that we are in this industry. Okay. There's so many things about this industry that gives the a black eye. There's so many negative stigmas attached to this industry. So until the industry has become decriminalized or legalized or more mainstream and not looked at as the seedy underbelly of society, because keep in mind, it's still illegal. No matter what we feel about it or how we feel about it, it is still illegal. There are still people being exploited, being abused, being raped, being killed, even behind all of this sex work. So our family, our friends, our lovers, and our employers have the right to feel the way that they feel about this industry. Okay? But with that said, if your family or your friends and your lovers or your coworkers have direct access to your content online, what I would recommend you do is to just stay quiet about it. Let them ride out that wave of disappointment and grief on their own. Let them grieve the way that they're going to grieve, but let them do it alone. Because this is the thing, if they have access to your websites and they can watch your videos or whatever, just imagine, your mom and dad know that you're a sex worker. Let's say that you do OnlyFans or you're an escort, and for some reason your lover or somebody you've been dealing with has given them the link to all of your social media, have given you the link to your websites, and so your parents have actually watched you. They've seen your advertisements. They've seen your pictures. They've seen your Instagram photos. They've seen your OnlyFans account. They've seen, so they know. They know. And they're mad and they're angry and they're disgusted. And the only thing that you can do when it's that type of situation is lay low. Lay low. Let me tell you about my situation with being outed, okay? I've gone through this, not with my parents. Now, do my parents know what I do for a living? I don't know. I don't know. But see, that's the difference. If your family, friends, or lovers or employers don't come to you, you're in the clear. You know what I'm saying? Just let them think what they think and on their own terms. But if they don't come to you, just look at that as a win. Okay? I don't know if my parents know what I do. If they know what I do, they have never come to me. In the 20-something years that I've been in this industry, my parents have never confronted me about being a sex worker. They never confronted me about doing adult videos. So I really don't know if they know what I do. But if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that your parents know what you do because they've seen your content, the only thing that you can really do is lay low. Lay low. You can listen. This is what I would do if I was in your shoes. I would say to my parents, Mom and Dad, I apologize that you feel the way that you feel. It is not my intentions to embarrass you or to harm you or to have you look at me a certain way. It is not my intentions. You know, you have to also let your family know that you enjoy what you do. You enjoy making money. You enjoy stripping. You enjoy doing cam work. You enjoy it, you know? And this is why I say that it is a good idea for you ladies to join some sort of organization where you can advocate for sex workers. Because if you're an advocate for sex workers' rights and you march at sex workers' events, your family will view it as something more than just something to do because you are, you just wanting to be a whore. If you are advocating and you're marching and you're talking to your senators and you're talking to your politicians about certain laws and passing certain bills that will affect sex work in a positive way. If your family sees that you go out of your way for that, that will kind of open a different realm in their mind about sex work. Okay, if your parents find out that you're a stripper or find out that you're a porn star, and they're mad, but at the same time they can see an interview that you did for CNN advocating that you're all for sex workers' right, or if they see a newspaper clipping of you marching for slut walk, or you're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself out there for the LGBTQ community. You are putting yourself out there for the safety of trans women and trans sex workers. If they see that you are an advocate, it will put a different taste in their mouth. I promise you it will. See, this is the thing about me and my son's relationship. My son has always seen me be an advocate for sex work. So when he does run up on like a video that I've done or maybe my website or something like that, my son knows that I have been an advocate for this industry the entire time that I've been in this industry. Okay. He's seen me do interviews with certain news platforms. He's seen me and read some of my writings that I've written for sex work. He's seen the articles that I've written for different platforms like Alphanista. When I used to write weekly columns for Alphanista, which is like back in the day was a huge woman's magazine, and I used to do a feature, and I did the feature under the Hooker Chronicles, and I got a lot of pushback, but I eventually gained a huge following. Now, if your family sees that you go hard for this industry and that this is an industry that you truly love, they might not never change the way that they feel, but it will give them a different perspective of the industry. And this is why I say that it's so important that we advocate for this industry, that we are seen, that we blog, and that we write on behalf of sex workers. So that when our family and our friends and our lovers find out about us, they will see that, this is an industry that we advocate for, It is my right as a woman and as a grown woman to decide what I want to do with my body. I'm not being forced by any pimp. I'm not being forced by poverty. I'm not being forced by anything, because this is the thing. If you tell your parents that you do this because you need to make money and you're desperate, what you are doing is you are solidifying the negative reasons why women go into sex work. And that stigma is that we're desperate, that we're downtrodden, that we are, the underbellies of society. So we go into prostitution to make a living because that's the only way we know how. If you present that to your parents that way, they're definitely gonna, want you to seek some sort of therapy, because that plays into the stereotype of sex work, that we're downtrodden, that we're desperate, we need money. We're broke. We're poor. We come from poor families. And then what happens is that your family is going to start to internalize that. They're going to start to feel like they failed you. Okay, so that is why I say that our parents have the right to feel the way that they feel. Because if you come out and you tell your parents that you do this because you don't have any money and you're looking to make money and you're broke and you need to pay your bills, your parents are going to automatically look at themselves and say that they failed you. That they failed you, that they have not raised you correctly, and that you have gone into this industry because they have failed you. This is why it is very important that you become an advocate for sex workers' rights and let your parents know that this is an industry that you have chosen and that you enjoy it and that you advocate for it. You advocate for our safety. You advocate for us saving money, becoming business owners, and self-sufficient. You know, our families and friends who find out about us have to know that we're okay. We're okay. You know? And this is the thing, we have come into a day and time where, you know, you have to show people that you're doing okay. It's not just enough for you to say, I'm doing all right around here. You have to be an embodiment of, you know, of doing well. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a good idea for you to, you know, save your money. You know, if you and I'm gonna tell you something, and it's really sad that we come from this day and age where you have to show your successes. See, this is the thing. You know, when people find out that I'm a sex worker, you know, they just kind of look at me as, okay, she's normal though. You know what I'm saying? So she must be doing really well in this industry. You know, the girl drives a Lexus, she owns her house, woo 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 woo. So she must have done good with this. And it's sad that society is like that. Society bases your successes off of the shit that you have and the shit that you have amassed. That's why it is important that, you know, your parents see some level of success in you. They have to see this. They have to see that sex work is working for you, because if they don't see that sex work is working for you, they will never be comfortable with you doing it. And that is their fucking right. That is their right. Okay. Let me tell you all my outing story. Okay. I was outed by this funky, dirty black bitch here named Victoria Alexander. And I've done podcast after podcast about this raggedy bitch. Okay. She brought it upon herself to go to my boss on my job, and she told all of corporate, she told our call center, she told our insurance people that you have a whore working for you. Okay, I mean, everybody was like calling my office and like, can I speak to Erica? Can I speak to Erica? And all of these people that work in different departments was like, hey, we got a call from a young lady and they saying this about you. She's saying this about you. And she's talked to the president of the company and she's given the president of the company. This bitch has actually given the president of the company that I work for my web, my Ebony Body Works TV, you know, all of not my OnlyFans, because I just started this OnlyFans, but she had given the president of my job, of my company that I work for, all of my porn shit, all of my escorting shit. Okay. So what happened was, you know, everybody has seen it, because, you know, they pass it around, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I became known as, you know, the optician who does porn. You know, everybody within corporate and within the call center and the insurance department, you know, my videos had spread throughout there. Okay. All right. So this is the thing. This is the thing. When those people went to those websites, you were still able to read the articles that I've written. You were still able to see the interviews that I've given. You not only did you see my porn, you saw my advocacy work. So the people that watch my porn knew that I was an advocate also, because they see how I write and how well and refined and how polished my writing is. I put links to all of the columns that I've wrote for different online publications. I've put the links to blog talk radio interviews that I've done. So not only were they able to watch my porn, they were able to watch my interviews and my advocacy and read my blogs and read my columns. So they saw that Erica was an entity. I was an entity. I was not just a porn girl. I was an entity. And before I knew it, my advocacy work became more interesting than my porn. So when people were calling me, because this is the thing, I work in a medical office, but we still have a call center who directs our calls. Their call center will they'll call us and ask us questions about certain patients. So we become friends with people from our call center. So, when the call centers will call me, they'd be like, "Hey, Erica, how you doing? Girl, I read your column with alphanista.com. I love that column. Girl, you know what I'm saying?" So they let me know that, although they know what I do, they also know everything that I do. They've read my columns. They've listened to my interviews. So they see me as an entity. So fast forward, the president of the company came down to my office, okay, and he pulled me into one of one of the meeting rooms that we have at the office, and and I thought I was going to lose my job that day. At that time I knew that all of my social media and my websites were in his possession. I know that he's seen it, so I couldn't deny it. I couldn't fucking deny it. I had to own it. Okay, so when Tony came over to the office, he was just like, "Yeah, Erica, as you all know, your adult content was leaked to everybody in the corporation, and we've seen this, and and it's not really a good look for the company." And so I kindly said to him, I said, "Listen, Tony, it is truly not my intention to embarrass this company." I said, "But what I do on personal time is my personal business." Okay? My porn and my adult content does not affect the level of care that I give to my patients. It does not. I said, as a matter of fact, I have worked hard to be able to give my patients great care. I have used the money from my adult content to pay for extra classes, to pay for extra certifications. So this adult content has helped me bring a lot of my dreams into fruition. But please know, Tony, that it is not my intent to hurt anyone or any company. And he says, "Well, I understand that, this is your personal business. And let me say this. I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to interfere with your personal business, but Erica, please don't let it affect your work." And I told him it won't. And he walked his ass out the door. Okay, you gotta stand on it. If this is something that you love and it helps bring your dreams into fruition, you can apologize to your parents that they feel the way that they feel about it, but don't apologize for doing it, because that is your life. That is your lifeline. That is how you pay your bills, okay? Your parents and your lovers have to see that you are all right. And I'm going to tell you, from this day forward, Please, please, please choose your mates wisely, because sex work is something that they will always use against us. It's something they're going to always use against us. So choose your mates wisely. Make sure that there is an understanding. Let them know how you feel about snitches. And that's exactly what that motherfucker was. He was a snitch. And ain't nothing lower than a ratty ass snitch who snitches on you. You got to let them know that you don't like snitches. And that's pretty much what he did. He snitched on you. These bitches that call polices on other hoes, or call polices on tricks, or call polices at all, are all fucking snitches, and they're lower than rats. They're lower than rats. They're lower than rats. Rats don't want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? You ever been in a house where there's a rat or a mouse, okay? As long as the lights are out, you can hear that little motherfucker moving around and everything like that. But as soon as you turn the lights on, he's running away and hiding because he doesn't want to be seen. Even rats don't want to be seen. But a lot of these motherfucking tricks and a lot of these boyfriends and a lot of these bitches love the attention. They love the attention because they're lower than rats. So you have to keep in mind the people that you have around you. So take your time when you're dealing with men that you're dating with. But I just want to say that your parents have the right to feel the way that they feel about your sex work. They have the right. And apologize to them for them feeling the way that they feel. But don't apologize for doing it. That is you. That is your brand. That is your business. That's how you pay your bills. That's how you travel. That's how you buy your Manolo Blahniks, your Balenciagas. These motherfucking men send us birthday cards. They take care of us. They throw money on our Cash Apps. They make sure our OnlyFans and all of our platforms stay, they make sure we keep our coin. We get our coins. So don't apologize for being a sex worker. Don't apologize, So with that said, go forth in the world, young lady. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Your parents will eventually get over it, But you can't come to them in a struggle mindset. You have to let them know that this life has afforded you a good, content life. Because if they think that you're doing it because you're struggling, they're going to start to internalize it and be like, we did something wrong. We did something to fail her. That's why she turned to prostitution. But if your family sees that you're writing articles and you're an advocate, you're going to, meetups and having a good time, and you're going to mixers, sex positive mixers and things like that. They see that you have a life within the industry. Okay. That's the one thing that I was really, really getting into before the quarantine hit, was really, really stepping out and doing lectures at universities. I did a lecture at Washington University about sex work, and I was so proud of it, and I got paid to do it. I was in the room, lecturing to about, 30 to 40 people in this sociology class about sex work, and I made like $100, just sitting there talking, lecturing. Okay. And I took some pictures and I posted it here. And when your family sees that you're doing lectures at universities about sex work, it will change the way that they view it. Oh, it's not so bad at all. It's not so bad after all. My daughter must really like this, and she must really, really do well or know a lot about the industry if she's doing lectures at universities. You got to show your parents that, You won't miss a beat because you're a sex worker. They just looking out for you, sweetheart. They love you and they want to see the best from you. Don't look at it as anything else. As a woman who is in my 40s, I know what it's like to be a parent. And you find out certain things about your child. And they have a right to feel the way that they feel. But give them time to heal, give them time to grieve. Apologize that they feel the way that they feel, but don't ever apologize for doing what you do. And that's about all I have for you today, sweetheart. I hope you get something out of it. You'll be fine. Everything will be fine. You will live through this. You will live victoriously through this. Your brand will flourish and your brand will thrive. That is my dream for you. That is my hope for you. And that your parents will forgive and move on and move past this and maybe even come supportive. That is my dream for you. That is what I'm going to take to my altar. That's what I'm going to ask the Loa and the Orishas to do for you, is to let your parents not only be accepting, but be supportive. Oh, my daughter is a fantastic woman, businesswoman. That's what I wish for you, sweetheart. And I wish you the best, okay? Keep me posted on what happens and what, just keep me posted, okay? All right. Love you, and you have a fantastic Tuesday. Deuces.